Welcome to I Feel Fat Today. I'm your host, Kelly Taylor. Thank you so much for joining. Oh my goodness. Here we are, another week. My mouth is healed-ish. We're on the mend. Go to the dentist, get cleanings every 6 months so you don't have to get a root canal and have it just completely bulldoze your life. But here we are. I'm back and doing the podcast. It's Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us I Feel Fat Today podcast. Please subscribe. It means so much to me. And head on over to Apple Podcast and leave us a 5-star review. Let the people know that this is a good podcast that you enjoy and people should listen to it. I'm going to shut this AC off because I forgot that it's on. Can you see my Halloween decorations? I tried. I don't know. I needed something to lift me out of this hell that we call Earth. But, you know, here we are. We're doing it. Okay. This week on the podcast, I would like to thank my dearest brother for sending me the article that we are going to look at today. He is a flight attendant, and he sent me an article from Bloomberg talking about weight loss drugs. Basically, Ozempic, good for airlines. Airlines are bullish on Ozempic. Okay, so from Bloomberg, we have an article that just came out on September 29th, so just a few days ago, that's titled, Weight Loss Drugs Estimated to Save Airlines Millions. Okay, airlines and plane makers obsess about reducing jet fuel consumption by constantly finding new ways to reduce aircraft weight. They may have new allies in Ozempic and other similar slimming medications. United Airlines Holdings Incorporated would save $80 million a year if the average passenger weight falls by 10 pounds. Sheila Kaugulu, a Jefferies financial analyst, estimated in a report Friday. Her work was part of a broader Jefferies analysis of public enthusiasm for drug and potential beneficiaries of its use. Turns out, diet culture, great for airlines. There could be more than $100 million global market for such medicines, with sales climbing quickly through the end of the decade, the review conducted. Weight is a major concern for airlines because the more a plane weighs, the more fuel it burns. Fuel and labor are the two largest expenses for carriers, with fuel accounting for about 25%. Over the years, airlines have used a variety of methods to reduce pounds on flights by removing magazines and switching to lower weight dishes, utensils, and beverage carts. If the average passenger lost 10 pounds, this would trim 1,790 pounds from every United flight, implying a savings of 27.6 million gallons a year, the analyst estimated. At an average 2023 fuel price of $2.89 a gallon, United would save $80 million a year. That equates to 20 cents of earnings per share, or 2% of Jefferies' full year earnings, estimate of 9.5 a share, she said. I have no idea what that last sentence meant. This benefit would be recognized similarly across airlines. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says 1 in 3 adults and 1 in 5 children are obese or have a body mass index of 30 or higher for adults. And the share of the worldwide population considered overweight is expected to reach 41.5% this year from 36.4% in 2013, according to the Jefferies report. Okay, I just need to say, I need to do an entire episode on this, but the body mass index was created for insurance purposes, okay? So this is saying that 1 in 3 adults have a body mass index of 30 or higher for adults. It's like the body mass index it's not an accurate assertion of obesity, but this is still what people use for reports like this. Other industries seen benefiting from the growth of weight loss drugs include pharmaceuticals, apparel, particularly athletic clothing and cosmetics. A negative effect could hit restaurants and some food and beverage producers if consumers shift to healthier eating or stop buying some products. The high cost of the drugs could lower spending for things like furniture or travel, it said. Okay, I want to interject here again. A negative effect could hit restaurants and some food and beverages producers if consumers shift to healthier eating. Okay, if we're talking about weight loss drugs, it's not that they're shifting to healthier eating. People are shifting to just not eating because the drugs make you not eat. Jet fuel prices in New York Harbor have climbed 39% or 89 cents to a gallon over the past 3 months, reaching $3.19 Friday. Every 10 cents increase per gallon in jet fuel costs the airlines $2 billion annually, according to 2023 estimate of the Bureau of Transportation Statistics and Airlines for America. Yeah. So basically, fat people are why it's so expensive for planes to get in the air and go. Not really, but they're just saying that they're noticing because of so many people being on these weight loss drugs like Ozempic, airlines are noticing that they're spending less money in fuel, which is a very interesting statistic, and it's a very interesting look to see like so many people are on these weight loss drugs that it is impacting whole industries that way. So if anybody tells you that the body positive movement was a success, or that diet culture is not alive and well, or that thin is not in, you heard it here first, folks. That is definitively thin is in. Okay, diet culture is alive and well. We are impacting global industries because of it. And then something else my brother sent me that I thought was funny and I wanted to take a look at is these right here are the TIA flight attendant basic qualifications that was in place until about 1994. And so the minimum age for a person to be a flight attendant was at least 21 years old. The minimum height was 5'3" without shoes. The maximum height was 6 feet without shoes. And then weight in proportion to height. It's different for females to males. But basically, this is saying that if you were 5'3", in order to be a flight attendant, you had to be within 100 to 150 pounds. 5'4", 108 to 120 pounds. 5'5", 111 to 125 pounds. 5'6", 114 to 130 pounds. 5'7", 118 to 135 pounds. 5'8", 122 to 140 pounds. 5'9", 126 to 145 pounds. So basically, I would have been able to have been a flight attendant for some of high school. And then it goes into other things like education, qualifications. The one thing that they forgot to put on here was white. Yeah, be white. That was probably also an unspoken qualification. But alas, we grow to be bigger and better and let more people that are above 145 pounds be flight attendants. But great. Okay. That's what I got for you, starting us off on the podcast. I want to get right into it with our guest, man. My guest this week, we had a really candid conversation. I do want to throw out a trigger warning when it comes to eating disorders. We do get into that a bit. But we had a really fun, lighthearted conversation about, toxic relationships and just feeling like a fish out of water. And I really loved it, and I think you will too. Please welcome our guest, stand-up comedian, Lee Lan. Lee Lan.
Kelly Taylor.
How you doing, girl?
I'm
Thanks
great.
so much for coming over.
Thanks for having me.
So I was so excited for you to come over and see the animals because you're such a big... I always am like, when I invite people to come on the podcast, tell them how great they are. This is why I want you to come on the podcast. Also, I have animals. Are you cool with it? And I didn't even have to think about that with you.
I have, do you know that I have 3 cats?
I think you had, because I think I was at your apartment once and I saw 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah. One of them was hiding.
So have you always been an animal person?
Yeah. I was always a dog person.
Okay.
My dad told me when I was a kid I always want a dog, and I really like to eat ribs. he's like you were a dog in your last life. And then I had a dog when I was like 4 or 5 years old, and when I turned 6 or 7, my parents like, oh, you're going to school, this dog will be distracting for your schoolwork. And they gave the dog to my mom's parents.
Right.
Then they gave the dog then to one of my uncles, and then eventually the dog lived for many years with my dad's mom.
Okay.
And one winter I went back to my grandma's place. I was like, oh, where's the dog? And then my grandma shut the door, forgot the dog was outside, and then I was crying for a long time.
Oh my gosh, it's trauma.
I know. And when I turned 17 years old, my dad got me a Pomeranian puppy. But the breeder, they were not certified.
Yeah.
So they were giving those puppies hormones.
Oh no.
So when you go choose the dog, they all look really energetic. And the puppy passed away in a week.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Yeah, and my dad got me another puppy right away, Pomeranian puppy from the same breeder.
Can't go to the same one.
I know, and the same thing happened again the following week, and that was just I think our entire family was traumatized. And then my love Bumblebee, I got him in 2017 when he was a puppy. My friend gave him to me, and then and my ex took him away.
Yeah.
And blocked me on everything.
You need a dog that is your own.
I know.
Would Maxim be down to get a dog?
Yeah, super down. The only thing is we have 3 cats.
I know, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough. Yeah. Yeah. I really subscribe to the 1 cat, 1 dog.
That's enough.
Household. It feels really good. If you catch me in a weak moment, you might be able to finagle another kitty into this household. But outside of that, bringing a dog into a 3 cat situation is rough.
Yeah.
I was going through your Instagram and you posted, I think you posted about one of your birthdays, or maybe it was a great year. And at the very end of the paragraph, you wrote, also, I want a dog.
Yeah, I want a dog. For a while, I was like, when I first started my current job, I was like, I want a baby. Then a couple of days later, I'm like, no,
I want a dog.
I still want a dog. Dogs are better than babies. Look at him. He just takes care of himself. He never puts himself in danger.
No.
Never cries.
No, we have a system now because, like I was saying, I've lived in this apartment many, many years. And so we have a system now where it's 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. And I know he needs to go pee, but I don't want to put him in, I don't want to go for a walk around the block. We go to the tree and I don't even have to put a leash on him. I open up the gate, I say to the tree, he goes to the tree, pees, and comes right back in.
So
he's
sweet.
Just I love this apartment for many, many reasons. But one of them at the top of my list is I don't want to have to move and have to have him get used to a new place.
Oh, yeah.
It's
a whole adjustment.
Yeah.
Adjusting.
I mean, he'll be fine. But still, this is his apartment just as much as it's mine. Because I lived here. Did I live here a year before? Yeah, I lived here a year because I moved in 2016 and I got him in 2017. So it's always been his place. So, oh my goodness gracious.
So have you ever moved before? This your first apartment?
My first apartment
in New York City.
I moved from New Jersey to this apartment in New York. Yep, I was 23.
You are so
I know.
lucky.
But I'll tell you, I honestly think I don't know why this happened, but it's very popular now to talk about manifesting, to talk about affirmations, all that stuff. I had it in my head when I was leaving my parents' house in New Jersey, I was like, the apartment I go to, I just want it to be an apartment I'm in for like a decade. Like I never, if longer if I can. Like I don't want to have to leave this place. And I didn't know if that was going to be a possibility when I, eventually moved in here, because this apartment wasn't even in my mind when I thought that. But I just know New York City, it's very transient. You go from apartment to apartment.
Oh yeah.
And we've had some close calls with this place. Like at one point it was on the market and then it was taken back off the market. And but I don't know. I'm just lucky. I just got really, really lucky. And so I just try to keep putting that out there.
Oh yeah. I'll manifest for this for you.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So, but it's good. It's good. I've lived here with a roommate. I've lived here alone. I lived here with a boyfriend. So many cycles of life.
I know you're like experiencing different like New York City living like style.
Yeah,
with one
place.
Your true relationship is with this apartment.
Absolutely. Oh, you nailed it. And you know what I love about this apartment? My favorite way to describe it, because it's technically, I guess you could consider this a 1-bedroom, like a junior 1-bedroom, maybe. I don't know. And my favorite way to explain this apartment is like when they depict a girl living alone in the city in like the movies, and you always look at the apartment, you're like, that apartment is huge, you would never live there alone and it'd be affordable. I'm like, that's the apartment I have, like this is one that would be like that you would see in the movies and you're like, there's no way she can afford that. But
you never know. Anything could happen
as long as you just be willing to pay in cash. Just kidding. So, but it's good. How long have you lived in this city?
Since 2019.
2019.
August 2019. I lived with my first roommate. Toxic situation. It was a couple. They were constantly loudly fucking or fighting.
Yep.
And they were
Two
both
modes.
Yeah, they both from very like passionate cultural background. So when they screamed at each other, it just feels like really, really intense.
Yeah.
At one point, this girl was like, they're like in their bedroom, closed door. I heard her screaming. She was like, I'm a woman, you cannot do this to me, or I'm gonna call the cops. So to me, I was like, okay,
maybe I have to call the cops.
Yeah, so I knock on the door. Like, first of all, I let them know I am here too.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, Nicole, are you okay? And quiet, nothing. And I was like, hey, just want to make sure you're safe. She's like, I'm okay, don't worry about it. And then there's
like totally normal.
I know. And he left, and she came to the living room, and she was like, basically, she was like, that's not your business.
Oh my God, but I live in this space.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm a woman and you're a woman. You told me that your past relationship was physically abusive. So I'm just looking out for you. But eventually I moved out in February and I moved into a new apartment and the pandemic started. The roommate was chill for a while.
So they weren't.
Yeah, I know. He was like on Adderall and shrooms all the time.
Every day's the weekend for this guy.
I know. And he was a shitty worker, a shitty employee, I think. And then he got unemployed. He became the manager of a group of teenage rappers.
What?
Yeah, where when they have showcase, he needs to pay money for them. That was his dream. He's a rich kid. His parents live in New Jersey, really rich area.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything. And then Maxim moved out his apartment and moved into the empty room in this apartment. We were paying our rent separately.
Yeah.
And then 20 days after he moved in, before that, the roommate was super cool with us. And his name was on the lease. He's the manager of the place, but he's upcharging us. We figured out. Yeah. What we figured out is he was not paying rent. He upcharges other 2 rooms.
Right. So it covered the whole thing.
Yeah. But he doesn't let anyone to make any changes or decoration in the living room. Very dictator vibe.
Yeah.
Then 20 days after Maxim moved in, my husband, he was like, so why are you gonna when y'all gonna get your own place? We're like, he still has 1 box unpacked.
Yeah,
what do you mean? He's like, I just want to make sure this place is mine. Da 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 da. And
you guys weren't dating?
We were dating.
Oh, you were dating.
But we're very we want to respect his place. We're always inside our room, and he's away all the time.
Right.
And eventually, I figured, okay, he's not giving me back my deposit.
Right.
And so when I moved out, I'm like, this is how much this month rent. This is half of it, because the other half That's my deposit.
Yeah.
And he was like screaming, I'm like, whatever. And then we moved again, and for 2 years, the landlord was trying to raise our rent. He wouldn't let us re-sign the lease, because according to the law, we looked up a lot of laws because of this place.
Yeah.
They are not allowed legally. They're not allowed to upcharge us for more than 5% if we live there for more than like 2 years. So if they don't resign the lease, they can charge however they want. And we're looking for a new place. We'll have a new place already. But right before we moved out, they sent us an email. They're like, so if you guys want to continue to live at this place for another month, we can let you stay here for $900 more. We're like, no, thank you.
We're
bye.
good. Bye.
And this place is a nice location, easy train, whatever. But there's like so much rat. So much rat. There's a corner in front of this building, like inside the building, like here's the gate. Just like a corner of like rat poop droppings. And like right in front of like our gate, we live on the half basement floor.
Yeah.
So there's our gate to the whole floor, and here's another metal gate. And in between here and here is just dark.
Yeah.
And I've seen full running rats, running mice, dead rat, half dead rat, dead half rat. I've seen it all.
Thank God you have 3 cats.
But they're all little bitches.
Yeah.
So, and we moved to this place. This place is clean. The landlord is nice, responsive.
Okay. So I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know how long. When did you move into this new place?
September 2022. Wow, it's October 2023 now. It's been a year.
Yeah. Okay. So I haven't seen this place. That must have been at your old place, because I came by one time when you had I think 4th of July party.
Oh yeah, that is in the backyard.
Yeah.
This one we have a rooftop.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you like the location?
Yes. It's
Good.
easy. It's quiet.
And it's just you two?
Yes.
Oh, that's all you need.
I know.
Married life.
I know. Well, you live with your boyfriend.
I know.
Little animals.
I know. My one friend kept referring to Joe as my husband the other night. And I didn't correct her, because I was just like, sometimes I forget what I was saying to Joe, but I was like, oh, that was a year after. I meant to say that was a year after we started dating. Then I was like, oh, that was a year after we got married. It came out of my mouth just so naturally.
How long you guys been together?
It was 2 years back in August, end of August.
Whoa.
Yeah. How long were you and Maxim dating before you got married?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
That for me is I don't have a rule, but I have a 3. I feel 3 years is a good time to be dating before you decide to make a lifelong commitment to each other.
At this age.
Yeah. And so, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Yeah, I'm 30. So I'll be 31 Tuesday. In a week. And so sometimes I refer to Joe as my husband by mistake.
I mean, when you've been with someone for a while, if you know, you know.
Yeah. I feel with the both of us, even though he's older than me, he's going to be 39. We both are in this place of we just really date. We like being boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't need to. Well, it'll probably happen eventually, but who knows? We'll see what happens. But so do you feel different being, boyfriend girlfriend, and now you're married?
It feels it feels different, but not that different, because I blah 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 childhood trauma, blah, 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 toxic relationship, da da da. Sometimes I still think I'm unlovable.
Okay. Yep.
But when you're married, it's just okay, if this person at least wants, today and tomorrow, I know he will be dedicating his life to my life.
Yep.
I don't believe in myself, but I believe in this person. He believes in me.
Yeah.
So I can believe in that.
Yes. That's beautiful.
So that feels, and other than that, it's just we're okay, we're not going to go back to, because if relationship doesn't go, I was oh, we can just break up. But divorce.
No.
We don't even say the word divorce. We're like
Yeah.
D word.
Yeah.
Like, D word
It's the D word.
it's a lot of extra paperwork.
Mhm.
So it's not that easy. And when we hear like single friend stories, we're just like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's so true. Okay, I want to pivot a little bit. So you have a food Instagram called My Love Language with Lee.
Yes.
And I feel like that's very indicative of your relationship with food. You would say food is your love language?
Not really anymore. There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot unpacked there. I feel like you can combine that with another question you sent me, what my relationship with food is.
Yeah.
I find so much comfort in food.
Yeah.
And at one point I realized, oh, this is almost my only comfort in life for a long time. And I used to binge eating, like, especially it was really bad in college because that's where like, my ex used to fat shame me literally all day, every single day.
You've told me some things about this guy and I cannot stand him.
If I was doing my makeup, he would be like, if you care about looking good so much, why don't you just go lose some weight? All the time.
He's trying to get hit.
I know. And if I was enjoying my food, having a great time.
Yeah.
He just like started to look really worried. I was like, what's going on? He's like, I'm just so worried. You enjoy your food so much. You're so happy when you're eating. How are you going to lose weight like this?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Why are you putting that on me?
I know. At one point I was like, if you want to be with some skinny woman, why don't you go be with them? This is me.
He sounds very unhappy with himself.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I'm like,
So, okay, I want to backtrack a little bit. So, you said you have or had maybe this relationship with food where food really felt like your only comfort, and you said a little bit of binge eating.
So
in college.
Yeah, in college, because people were just like, oh, you're overweight, but never like to that extent.
Right.
So I was like, I need to lose weight. I want to be bone thin. I would just eat, trigger warning. I would eat I would like 4 to 6 of pills of laxative pills from Walgreens.
Yep.
I'll eat them before I eat, and I'll eat so much until like I'm physically in pain. If I breathe, I cannot even breathe very much.
Yeah.
And I cannot move, but I felt well because I know in the morning around 4 to 6 a.m. I would wake up in the stabbing pain.
Yeah.
And I would shit everything out, and then I would feel light.
Who needs an alarm clock when you have a binge eating disorder?
And now I'm like, I feel so blessed that I can just poop in the morning without like
without any laxatives.
Not even I feel like I should fuck this up already.
Right.
But it's still working. I'm like, God bless my body.
Yeah, like my body is like, it was there for me when I was doing that horrible shit to it. And I am so thankful that it bounced back and knows that like I'm not going to do that shit again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's honestly kind of beautiful, I have to say. Yeah. Like, I think it's really great that you have like a better relationship with pooping now.
I know. And like, of course, there's also like, I was eating one apple a day.
Right.
And I was like, why am I in so much pain? I'm like, oh, because I'm hungry.
Yeah, because I'm starving.
Yeah, so my love language with Lee, before I was like, oh, look at this beautiful food. I love it so much. I want to share this with everyone. And for a while, my only love language to people is like gift giving. And a part of the gift is I'm making food for you.
Yeah.
But at one point I realized you cannot bribe people, like bribe with food for people's love and for self-affirmation. And also I'm like, okay, I love it that food brings me so much comfort and joy, but how much joy and comfort can I give myself when this element is not here?
Right.
So, and also I started to lift last September. I started to look at food from like just like daily, but like I would treat myself, but I'm like, okay, how do I make this protein delicious and beautiful?
Oh, that's amazing.
Plate?
Yeah.
That's why I stopped like using that account. I stopped posting, and I'm like, I don't want this to be my love language anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because it really is a beautiful account. Like the shots you have of the food, I'm like, I'm starving looking at this. Like you could tell that you're somebody that you were trying to capture. You weren't just taking a photo of the food on the plate. Like you were trying to capture the essence of the dishes.
Here's a little trick.
Okay.
I learned this when I was like working this retail job. I was like, I had to like take pictures of jewelry. So there's like tricks.
Yeah.
You use the square, and also you put the part you want to emphasize in the center of the center.
Oh.
And then lighting is also very important, and you want to have a close shot.
Okay.
So whatever you want to display is taking the entire frame.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch out.
It's very
the shots of my food are about to be rock solid. I love it. Okay, so now that you have this relationship with food where it's like, so you said you started lifting. So
Yes.
you started lifting, and so that's what brought you into this strong girl era from your Instagram. Yeah. And so what was the thing that got you to want to lift in the first place?
My bad ankle.
Your bad ankle.
Yeah, because I got arthritis.
Okay.
And the doctor was like, you cannot do this, you cannot do this, you cannot jump, you should not run. I was like, good, I hate running.
I hate doing all that.
But I was like, okay. And he was like, oh, you got to work on your muscle, like brain muscle connection. So, and also I was just tired of like being afraid walking on the street.
Because your ankle was bad?
No, because I got punched twice.
You got punched?
Yeah, and screamed at, like, directly at me.
Oh, like in a hate crime way?
I could not tell. They did not mention anything Asian, but like among all the people, I'm the only Asian woman here.
Yeah.
And you chose me.
Was it during 2020?
2020 and 2021. Mostly 2021.
Okay.
So, and I got catcalled a lot, and as a woman, you know that just makes you feel so unsafe and angry. I was like, I like being angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I started to lift, and that's where I started to see food as fuel for my body.
Okay.
Like, okay, yes, make them delicious, make them enjoyable, but at the end of the day, this is fuel.
Yeah.
This should not be turned into something like consumerism. That's why I hate like those like fancy chefs so much.
Really?
Like this is creating classism.
Oh.
Right? It's hard to get a table.
Yeah.
And it's really expensive, and you have to dress in a certain way.
Yeah.
And you have to act in a certain way. And there's so much table manners. Like you have to follow, like nobody needs 6 fucking forks.
Right.
And this is just creating classes. I'm like, okay, I just eat my food. I love them. I love cooking, but I will never forget that this is fuel. Food is fuel. And I talk to my body. How are we feeling right now? Are we hungry? Are we hangry? Are we anxious? Are we getting annoyed? When was the last time we ate? When was the last time we had water? What was the thing we ate last time? What was mostly protein or carbs or fat? Okay. Now, if I feel a certain way, okay, now I need to eat more protein. Now, if I'm like, I know I'm going to be like on the go for a long time, I need to eat my carbs. Yeah, if I want like, okay, oh, my skin is not doing great, time to eat more fat.
How did you learn to talk to your body like this?
I started seeing myself at shrooms. That's the first step.
Stop.
I know.
I'll take that. I like that.
Because I realized, okay, this is a vessel.
Yeah.
And what's inside is like, okay, my soul is driving this car, is driving this vessel. And I don't really like, not me. It's like, how are we feeling? That's me talking about both my body and soul. Like, how are we feeling? Okay, we're going to respond to it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so shrooms helped you connect with your mind and your body.
Yeah, it's like nothing matters.
Yeah.
Like, live at this moment. Like, satisfy yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
With endorphins, not dopamine, because dopamine is quick fix. It goes fast.
Okay, how did you learn that?
Lifting.
Lifting.
Yeah,
Okay.
same thing as like hiking. It's like the Maslow's pyramid.
Okay.
Like what do you call it? Like different kind of needs.
Okay.
So like
The hierarchy of needs.
yes. So on the top is like achievement, like self accomplishment. Why is that satisfying you? That's endorphin.
Okay.
Same thing as hiking. Hiking is not supposed to be easy, but at the end you just feel like I conquer the world.
Yeah.
Same thing as lifting. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to like tear up your muscle, rebuild it. But at the end, you went through the hardship. I did it.
Right.
That's the I did it endorphin. So it's a lot of things I think they should taught us in school.
Yeah.
we
That and taxes, man.
I know.
Oh, man.
Don't get me started on taxes. Okay, I hate to say I just learned about taxing, like how like in New York, like if you work in New York City, live in New York City, how does tax work? I'm like, okay, I'm an immigrant. I chose to be here,
Right.
and this is my choice. But for American-born American citizens, you guys pay so much fucking tax, and wow, you get nothing in return.
Yeah.
What the there should be a national-wide sized strike.
I don't know why why don't we have an itemized bill? Why don't I have an itemized bill of what my tax money is going to?
I know.
Because it rules my life. It rules like the thinking about what I have to pay in taxes rules my fucking life.
They tell you, oh, this part of the money goes to the military. Well, they're not protecting the citizens.
Yeah.
This part of the money goes to the hospital system. Well, no one's getting free health care.
Yep. Yeah.
And for state, I'm like, for state, I assume people work for DOT, also part of the state. Are they proud when they look at those streets in New York City?
Mm-hmm. I know, it's so infuriating.
I've never felt so bad for Americans like this before. I'm like, whoa, the shit you guys need to deal with.
I know, but I can't imagine being anywhere else. Like, you know, it's like maybe it's because I'm born and bred here, so it's like I know nothing else, you know. But I love to complain about it.
I know. I feel like. So, when was the last time you traveled abroad?
I believe the last time I traveled abroad was to Mexico City.
Oh, for May Planners.
Yeah,
I saw that. On
yeah,
Instagram,
for the bachelorette party. That was back in a year ago.
That looks really fun.
It was great. I didn't expect to love Mexico City as much as I do. Are you a traveler?
I'm a couch potato. I'm a couch sitter. It seems like I love like when I'm at the destination.
Yeah.
Like this is amazing, but I wish I could just like teleport there.
Totally. Absolutely.
No packing. Everything just teleport with me.
The packing sucks. I have to say though, from somebody that used to have like a crippling fear of planes, I think that was a limiting self-belief because now once I got over that, I am like, I love planes now. Like
how did you get over it?
I had such a fear of it. I had such a fear of planes. Like
I cry every time I'm on the plane.
I was like, you know, I need a Xanax. I need a like now I like get on and off planes. I don't even think about it. I think every time I get scared of like this thing's going down, I'm like like Taylor Swift has to get into a plane almost every time she travels.
Well, she has a jet.
Those are arguably more dangerous.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And like
because they're smaller
and there's reasons. I don't know why. But my brother's a flight attendant. Whoa. So like he I'm like he flies all the time. Like I'm like I just always think like sure, but knock on wood, we are due for a commercial airliner crash in the US because that hasn't happened in quite some time. But I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen to me. So and here's the other thing. Once I started working, once I became, you know, I got out of college and I'm a corporate America girly. I'm like, no one can reach me in the plane. No one can reach me. I'm in the air, sorry. And I know planes have Wi-Fi now, but I never buy it. And usually when you do, it sucks anyways. So, like, when is there ever a time where I can sit and inexcusably be a couch potato? Watch Netflix, do whatever, bring a book that I'm not going to read, you know? I don't know. There's just something about it. I love it. I love it now.
Do you have a joke about it?
No.
You should, because that's so funny to me. You, like, people being exploited by American corporations so much, they get over their, like,
I'll figure that out.
fear for, like, a falling
No, that's
plane.
literally so true. It literally was like being exploited at work, being like, I need it so that nobody can reach me. My one girlfriend that I used to work with, she was like, I wasn't much of a cruise person, but my mom has us go on a cruise every year, and I didn't really appreciate it until I started working because no one can reach me when I'm out on the water.
Damn.
That's so true. So yeah, so that's kind of how I got over the fear of it. And I am somebody where there really isn't anything I won't eat. Like going back to food, you know, like I'll try anything, you know, like I'm not much of a calamari person. I don't really like eating octopus, but like if I'm in Mexico City, I'll have some, you know.
Would you try chicken feet at a dim sum place?
I would try it. I may not like it, but I would definitely try it, especially because I don't know if this is especially because, but like I ate Hamburger Helper, I ate pizza, spaghetti and meatball. Like we didn't really have a lot of I didn't really have a lot of flavors until I got to college and I met people that weren't white, to be honest.
That's not your fault.
Yeah, not my fault. I mean, and I made a lot of friends with people that weren't white when I got to college, so.
Would you try tripes and intestines?
I would try it.
We're gonna eat. We're gonna
Let's
eat
do
together.
it. Let's go to like Jackson Heights.
Food. Oh, what do you just Chinatown?
Chinatown
side, yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of good spots.
Yeah, I would try it. I'm trying to think if there's anything I absolutely wouldn't. I feel like I probably would be disgusted by a lot, but that still wouldn't stop me from at least trying it one time.
Is texture a big thing for you?
I think it's texture, honestly, because that's why I don't like calamari, because like I don't like the rubber bandy texture of it. And then I heard that when it's like that, it's probably pig asshole, and I was like, well, I don't like that either. And I'm trying to think of other stuff that I don't eat because of texture. Not really coming to mind.
Lasagna.
I love lasagna.
Like I cannot understand lasagna's texture.
You don't like lasagna?
Because it's like, if like all the ingredients in there with the flavor, I'm like, I get it, but together it's just like it's kind of mushy.
So you don't like casseroles?
I don't even think I got casseroles before.
Yeah, you've never even had one?
Probably not.
Damn, girl. I gotta make you a tuna fish casserole.
Oh, I'll be down. Yeah.
Yeah, you would be.
Maxim is vegan, so there's like very like.
It's hard when you're dating somebody with food restrictions.
No.
Well, I'm speaking from experience because Joe is vegetarian.
Oh.
But it just kind of.
You still can get pizza together.
Yeah, there really isn't any limit to like what we can eat together. It really isn't. And if anything, it helps me just cook a little bit more
Veggies,
yeah. And like even like I really like making a risotto or an orzo rice dish. Like that's where I can like quickly throw something together. Like that's my jam. And I don't really like it with veggie stock, but now they make no chicken broth. So I'm like, oh, there is a vegan option for everything out there.
You can make those kind of broth yourself.
I know, but that's like a time thing.
That's true.
You know,
it takes a little bit.
Yeah.
long.
Also, if I had a bigger kitchen, I would have more of the want to do that.
I didn't pay attention. Is it like a gas stove or?
It's a gas stove.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's better.
I couldn't do electric.
I don't even know how people deal.
I don't know how people do it.
It doesn't even feel like cooking.
It doesn't feel like cooking. No, I don't like it.
It's just like, why? It looks because it looks shiny. That's my theory, because it looks shiny. That's just people who are trying to sell stuff.
Yeah.
Making money. Like,
yeah.
Look at those. Like, do we need that? No.
Yeah. Absolutely. I prefer good old gas stoves. So do you like to cook more, or do you like to like go out to eat more, like take out more?
Depends on what I want, because there are certain things Mostly Chinese food.
Mm-hmm.
Chinese food and Thai food.
You like to take out or cook?
I like to take out
Mhm.
because because in China, different regions, different provinces, their food is very different. And if I want a very specific flavor, I had to have it delivered.
Yeah.
And a lot of not all restaurants make food in like prepare food in bulk, and certain things it's only worth it if you have a lot of people eating.
Right.
In my house,
right.
it's just like me eating this.
Right.
So, and Thai food, I never try to cook it, and I don't want to probably. I never asked anyone, but I'm not sure if Thai food is like American Thai food or Thai
Right.
food, but I don't want to this is what I want. I don't want to explore. I don't want to be creative cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But other stuff is just veggies. I cook at home because Chinese food, veggie dishes is still $17.
Yeah.
I'm not American Chinese food, like Chinese food.
Right.
It's like $17. Like it's just shredded potato, stir fry. I can do this myself, really, really quick. And in winter, like soup.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
It's
I love a
mostly like
soup.
I'm counting money in there. Like okay, if just soup is gonna be $20, and I can just make a whole pot.
A big pot too.
Oh yeah, and I think it really depends on what I want. And I like cooking. It's just I don't like cleaning, but that's
Mhm.
such a little bitch of me complaining. Like I don't clean, my husband cleans. So I cook.
Hey, that's a great system. I
I
love
know.
that you cook and he cleans.
We have a whole factory line.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
great. You got to get yourself a portable dishwasher.
We have dishwasher.
Oh, you have
at
a
our
dishwasher.
place.
Oh, it helps so
Yeah.
much.
Well, so that's why when I saw yours, I'm like, I'm so happy
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
I didn't start to use dishwasher until I moved into this apartment.
Mhm.
Because my brain, I don't know if you heard like the stereotypes that a lot of Asian immigrant families, their parents do not trust dishwasher. They use dishwasher as
That's
as
so
another
funny.
like
As like a place to store cups and stuff.
that's what I was doing when I was in college. We had a dishwasher. I didn't know how to use it. No one taught me, and I was like my thing the whole entire time, like I don't trust this. But once I started to use this, I'm like,
Why didn't I trust this?
I know.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get one of those like portable ones for my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though they didn't want one, but I'm like, and also I read about like having a dishwasher for especially older generations is really good because they don't need to like bend over.
Yeah.
And it's really good for their back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. That's so funny that was like something that you've always grown up with of like we don't trust this, so like you take that into college.
I know.
And do you remember like defending that take with like your whole chest, or was it just like, oh no, I just don't?
Yeah, cause I don't think most people in China do not even we don't even have dishwashers.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I came to college in Indiana, there was dishwasher. I was like, what is this shit? I did not even know you need to add things in there. I was like okay, I put it in there. It came out. It still smells bad.
Right, because you didn't put any soap in.
And I think I also used something. I did something wrong at one point. That like after I used it once in this apartment, there's dirty, smelly water inside of the dishwasher. I was like, I told you guys so. This is wrong. We should not use this. This is fucking bullshit. And I'm like, I should just Googled it. I could figure it out. It was not. It's my problem.
Oh, that's
the
so
whole
funny.
time.
Oh, that's so funny. So you went to college in Indiana, and that's when you came from China?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You came for college.
Yeah.
Got it. Was that scary? Or were you like, get me out of here?
I did not. I think fear was being scared was one of the emotions I was feeling, but there was also being alone, not having friends, and most the international students. I'm not one of them, but a lot of international students are so fucking rich.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
And if you drive a Beamer in college, it's you're okay.
Yeah.
A lot of them are driving like Ferrari. I'm like, this is Midwest.
Right.
When
Right,
winter
what are we doing?
comes,
Yeah, what are we doing?
you don't have a car.
Yeah.
Why would you do this? There was also like low self-esteem and a lot of things mixed. So I think when I first came here, I was just so in shock. I just completely shut down.
Yeah.
I was not feeling anything. And the friends, like, I know some people, they're lucky. Their first friends made it in college. They stay friends for a long time. My friends were not like that.
Right.
I also was I was such a fucking shitty toxic person.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't it so fun to admit that? You're like, oh, I'm not that now.
Yeah, that's why I can admit it.
That's why you
like,
can,
I'm not that anymore. It was part of me.
But like, damn, I sucked.
I sucked big time.
And do you think that was from like a place of fear? Because you're like, I'm a, fish out of water here.
I think it's coming from a place of trauma.
Trauma.
Because, like, I was all by myself, and I did not understand what professors were saying in class.
Oh, that must have been so like disorienting.
Yeah, because the English we were learning, it was mostly like language test oriented. It was not practical. And it was like mostly we're like memorizing how to like answer those questions. But when you're in real life, you realize, oh, there's nothing I learned applies to this. And because the college I went to, they take in a lot of international students, not because they want to diversify the culture, it's because they can charge a lot of international student fee.
Oh my God.
There was no proper help to help you to adjust and transition. There was like Chinese student organization, but their like mission was to help you to like connect, adjust, transition. None of that was what they're doing. What they're doing is people who are like sophomore year or like higher, especially like dudes, they will like go pick up new students as if they're being nice. But now I'm like, okay, they're just trying to figure out, which one of those new girls should be my girlfriend.
Right.
And within their little organizations, they're like student politics. And I'm thinking like, that's so fucking stupid. Like nothing matters. You just want to feel superior.
Right.
I never thought of like why I acted the way that I did in college, but
did you party?
In a way, yeah, because I have a really high tolerance for alcohol. So I would go to parties and then everyone's drunk and they start to like do weird shit. I just sit in the corner and watch them. Like, y'all are so stupid.
Yeah. And it makes you have this like feeling of superiority over people.
A little. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I was like, why are you guys making out having your hands on each other's shirt in front of everyone?
Right.
At someone's birthday party that's not yours.
Yeah.
And a lot I made some friends. I'm just gonna put it in this way. I'm not talking to. I talked like occasionally I talk to two girls I met in college. One of them she is the original owner of my dog, Bumblebee. I set her, she was my second roommate in college. I set her up with another friend of mine. They got really fast. They moved it, like everything moved really fast. They moved in, they got together, they moved in, they got pregnant, they got married.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I still talk to her because like that. And another friend, I talk to her like once or twice. But most people, I don't talk to them anymore. I just like,
well, as you're talking, I'm thinking about myself, and I talked to 3 people from high school. Like the people that I went to high school with, like I could see them in the grocery store back at home and obviously be fine. There's no one I hate by any means, but like literally, I think back and I'm like, 3 friends. And part of me is like, oh, I should have more. And then the other part of me is like, oh, that's pretty good. And I think it has something to do with like, I don't know who that girl was back in high school. Like I was young, and I think you can kind of apply it to you in college because like you were new to this country, you were trying to figure it out. You were going through all these weird emotions. And so having 3 people or 2-3 people from that time in your life is pretty good. Especially because they have so many friends now.
Yeah, but those people like, are they really in my life, or like I talked to them I talked to those two people, each of them twice in last 4 years, last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Is it more like social media has kept us together?
Kinda, and also I was just like, hey, cause like I don't know, cause social media definitely is a way. But I don't know. I feel like most of the people from my college, there were a lot of like Chinese international students, like a lot.
Yeah.
But there are like different like couple types. One type, they're just like, I'm here for school, and I'm just gonna put every single drop of my attention into school. And there's also people, yeah, school is my priority, but I'm still gonna make friends, and there's some drinking, a lot of
The
drinking
social
involved.
aspect is
Yes.
important.
And like a lot of people came to America. We grew up in cities,
Right.
so in a Midwest small town, we're just like we're really bored. So a lot of drinking, and a lot of like, it was so dramatic. A lot of like cheating on each other.
Yeah.
And then there's our people, their parents like own businesses in China. They're very rich. They're still like paying attention to school. But their only fun thing to do is during the weekend they will go to Chicago and shop, buy $1,000 worth of luxury brand. And there's also the type, their parents probably are like actually really important people.
Right.
And they just like, you can tell they're different.
Right.
And I don't even know which group I am in a group that we don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Our family are like well off, but not rich.
Yeah.
And we don't know why we came here. We want to run away from our family, and we don't know who is our friend, and we're really alone and isolated in college. And then when college passed, the most toxic part of our life is in the past.
Yeah.
And we spend most of our like mid and late 20s to like look back and figure out who we actually want to be.
Totally. Okay, so when you moved from China to Indiana for college, was that your first time coming to the US?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you find that you like gained or lost weight when you moved?
When I firstly moved here, first 2 weeks was new student orientation. I did not want to eat anything they had in the cafeteria. I was only eating salad. And
Why?
Because everything's like pizza. I was watching the grease was falling. Because like they made the pizza themselves, and the Chinese food is just sesame chicken. And I saw them pouring like tons of sugar in this pot. And their food, I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Right.
So salad is like, okay, I see carrots. I'm gonna eat the carrots. I know what I'm eating. So we're like also walking through campus back and forth. I was basically walking at least 6 hours a day.
Wow.
I lost a lot of weight, like probably 20 pounds in this 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then my freshman year was basically, it stayed the same because Purdue has like the biggest gym in all American colleges.
Wow.
So I was taking advantage of that. Then I started to date my ex, like the summer between like freshman year and sophomore year, and that's where he started fat shaming me a lot. So in the beginning, I was going really hard, and we all know when you go really hard trying to lose weight, you are always gonna bounce back.
Oh yeah.
And then I started to cook for him a lot at midnight, and he would make me eat with him. And I at one point my weight, and I was so depressed.
Yeah.
Even though I was pooping out because of laxatives, like now I know, like, okay, all the nutrition still got absorbed first.
Yeah. Yeah.
At one point, I was like 250 pounds. I normally I do kilos. I normally am like 90 kilos, and that's like around like how my like standard line is. So 250 pounds are like 110 kilos. And also at one point, I don't remember where I learned this from. I heard about this weight losing pills from Thailand.
Okay.
And it was really expensive, and it was like you need to take time. They're like, we need to get doctors to prescribe this. And
did you you can just order them on the internet?
You message a person.
The dark web.
Kinda.
You were getting Thai pills from the dark
not dark web, but it's like on WeChat. It's like someone knows someone.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, this seems like, because the whole selling point is like you don't need to exercise. You
yeah,
don't need to
exist.
You don't need to really eat. You don't need to be on a diet, and you just need to drink a lot of water. So every time I'm on those pills, now I know it's like shit ton of caffeine.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's why I used to drink a lot of water. That's why I had the jitters. That's why I was sweating, even just sitting doing nothing. And because it's just caffeine, and it's not changing your body chemicals,
right?
Not like other stuff. So they're like, oh, here's the report when you this is here are all the reports from our customers went to doctor. This is doctors what do you call it, physical check report. Everything stays the same. Everything is within the normal. It was true. It was also normal for me. Did I lose weight? I don't know.
Right.
Because caffeine also you don't want to eat when you have.
Yeah, no. You that's like a common thing, models having coffee and cigarettes as their meal because it's just an appetite suppressant.
Oh yeah. So I was on that for a while. But mostly I lost some weight when my ex went to Illinois for grad school.
Okay.
I was like at that point I was 22. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not doing great with school. I think I'm just gonna kill myself when I'm 25.
Yeah.
I don't see any hope tomorrow. And then he was gone, and when we started long distance, we would not talk to each other. Would not message each other for 2 weeks, and we thought that was normal.
Right.
And that's where, after I broke up with him for the first time.
Oh God, for the first time.
Yeah, for the first. It happened many, many times. I lost count.
So messy. I love it.
I know. After the first time, my first reaction, because he would not. Well, also when we were together, he would not have sex with me. If I got laid once a month, I'm gonna celebrate this.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad because he's like, you're too fat. You have too much flesh and skin on you. It's too sweaty.
He tormented you.
Yeah. So I don't really feel bad for cheating on him.
No.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you kind of asked for it.
Yeah, come on.
And he's like, he would be like, do you know that you're actually really pretty if you just lose weight?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Him and my grandma should get together.
They should get. And yeah, and when he was when he was in Illinois for grad school, no one is telling those shit to me anymore.
Yeah.
So I started I would just eat till I'm full.
Yeah.
And when I enter my whole face, I got a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm not that.
Yeah, I'm not what he's telling me I am.
Yeah, because he would also tell me if anyone knows how fucked up you actually are, no one would ever love you as much as I do.
Someone told him that when he was a kid, and that's literally why he acts like this.
Now I know.
Not that it's an excuse, but it's sad for him.
It's someone, like Taylor Swift said in Mean, someone made you cold.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, and when I entered my whole face, my waist, I started to have a better relationship with food. I was not realizing that was happening. Like I'm like, because nobody's telling me to eat less. Nobody's making comments about my weight, my appearance, how much I'm eating,
Yep.
how I react to food when it's in front of me. And yeah, and it's been. And also, when I first moved to New York City, when I started to do comedy, my first 3 months, I was going so hard.
Yeah.
I was doing 28 mics a week.
Yeah.
So it's like all the walking, and with my roommate situation, I was just air frying like food.
Yeah.
And there's not like I was like couple like chicken nuggets, like 3 or 4 every day.
Yeah.
I lost a lot of weight really quickly. Now I'm like, because I was not eating, because I was starving my body.
Yeah.
That's why I was cranky and depressed and like hating everything all the time, because I was hungry.
Yep, you were just burning the candle at both ends. You
Yeah.
didn't want to be home. You weren't treating your body right. You were throwing yourself into, it's almost like part of the process with comedy, where like you have to be unhappy with your living situation or something, and that's
such
what
a
throws you into
lie.
it, you know. But it
Yeah.
is, it's crazy and it's not healthy, and it's much nicer being like more fortified in our comedy now, where it's like, oh, I can have a happy life and do
Yeah.
this. Yeah. Damn.
I know.
That's crazy how you had an ex that was so mean to you. And then when he all of a sudden wasn't there, it's like, oh, I'm not being picked apart for being excited that my food's coming to
I
the table.
know.
Like that, being criticized like that, like can do such damage to your self-esteem, to your relationship with
Oh,
food.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was bullied in middle school for my weight,
Mm-hmm.
and that didn't even, because from that experience I learned if you got bullied, you bully the bully back.
You were like, you knew how to handle those situations.
Yeah, but when this is someone like in their intimate relationship with you for so long,
I mean,
it's just different.
the things he said to you in regards to sex, that is just, I don't even have the word for it. That is just terrible.
I know.
It's
And
crazy.
but to be fair, I was also very toxic to him.
Yeah, it was like you guys were feeding that back.
Because when my depression started to kick in, I stopped giving a fuck to a lot of things. I stopped giving a fuck about his feelings, and I started to like scream at him, yell at him, thinking that was normal because that's how my parents were. That's the only way I knew. And when he left, like when he went to grad school, I was like constantly break up with him.
Yeah.
And I would be the person who asked him to be back. So now I know that's emotionally
You were playing that game, yeah.
Yeah, so we emotionally abused each other through this whole 5-year relationship.
Yeah.
And last time I broke up with him over the phone 15 minutes before this open mic started.
So funny.
Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it quick. 15 minutes. I have time to say the end.
Yeah.
And maybe cry a little bit, but I'm gonna like keep it like at 10
Contained.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I can like gather myself together. Do not let my emotions just like go everywhere.
Yeah, you gave yourself an out.
Yeah. And so before the last time I saw him in person, I asked him like, do you still love me? He said, no, I don't know. I think it's just a habit now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But
But at
we
the
were
same
so
time,
mean to each other in our
I
early
know.
20s. Oh my God.
but at the same time, I was like fucking other dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what
Do
were
you
you
kn-
even trying to get from him when you asking him that?
Nothing. I think
Do you think he was messing around with other girls?
no.
No? Because he just wasn't like that?
I knew he was not physically like involved with other girls.
Uh-huh.
Because one, he let me just put it in this way. His dick game is weak because equipment is small and it cannot get turned on.
Damn. Yeah, that boy has a lot of trauma.
A lot of trauma.
Oh, that
A
is
lot.
all childhood shit.
Yeah.
I that's why he torments girls.
And also, like all his past. He's very dramatic. His first big love story was when he was in middle school. This girl went to Australia for the rest of the school year, and she broke up with him middle school. Let me repeat. He flew to Australia without letting her know, just like went to those places that where she posted pictures at, like being there. Didn't let her know at all. Didn't try to see her. Just like he was like making him moving himself. The second girl is like we all went to the same high school. When they started date, she had a boyfriend, and he transferred to a different high school, so they started like get involved.
Right.
And then this girl started a real relationship with another good friend of his.
Okay.
But they're still like talking to each other.
Yeah.
And everyone at our, because it's a small school, we all know about this.
Yeah.
When we firstly got together, he was like, I need to take a trip to St. Louis to have like a closure with her. But her mom bought her, to begin with, her mom bought her a house in St. Louis with her boyfriend. They have 2 dogs, 2 cute golden retrievers.
She had her own life.
Yeah, she moved on.
Yeah.
And he's like, I still want to just like be in the same city she lives in to have a closure. And I was like, yeah, dude. Because I was like, I felt so unlovable.
Right. You were like,
I was like, do whatever you got to do. I understand this. Da, 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 da.
You were toxic to yourself back in the day.
Totally. I'm still talking to myself a little bit now, but I'm like aware. We don't do.
You're able to check yourself.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he is also a mama's boy.
Yeah.
'Cause
the word.
He still calls his mom mommy. He's my age.
You just told me everything I need to know. Mommy?
Yeah. So I don't think he has the guts to, or the capability to physically involved with someone else.
Yeah.
But was he talking or like emotionally flirting, getting like emotionally intimate with someone else? Probably yes.
Yeah.
Probably mostly yes.
He was probably doing what would constitute as cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I know.
I don't feel bad that you stepped out with some other people because honestly,
I don't feel bad for him.
When
I don't feel bad for myself neither.
When you're at that age, sometimes we find ourselves in relationships of convenience because it's like you had each other and you needed each other at that age because it's so confusing. And look at you now.
I know. I'm so happy now.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say I wish him the best, but no, he knew how, like, to be. Bumblebee was given to me.
Yeah.
By my friend.
To take that dog away from you in that way because of what? Another woman.
Because she's like, da, 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 you guys should not talk to each other. I was like, we can talk. We're adults. Let's figure out terms. I don't want your man. I have a man who is
so much better.
I'm not even gonna compare. It's gonna be an insult to Maxim to compare.
Yeah.
But I'm good. I just want my dog. And Bumblebee was never his, like, he loved him a lot. Eventually became his dog.
If the dog was given to you, why did it stay at his place?
Because Bumblebee came to New York with me. And I think too, like when I moved here, he also moved to Baltimore at the same time. And in one of those, like, we visited each other probably like 2 or 3 times. And first time I was like, oh, have you made any new friends? It's like, I don't want to make any friends. It's like, it's so dramatic. It's like, all my best memory for my friendship happening in the past, I want them to be, all that. So dramatic.
So dramatic.
And so this dog really, really, really is his only friend, only companion. And also they spent entire 2020 together.
Right.
not entire, but later, because later on when everything got better, I got to
Yeah.
spend time with the dog in New York City. Like this dog, because of this year, that's a part of his life now. During the pandemic, that's the only creature he can talk to.
Yeah, it kept him going in a way.
Yeah, and I have compassion for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Casualty of war, really. What was I going to say about that? You know, I'm not comparing dogs to humans, but it's very funny for the girlfriend in his life to be like, well, I don't think you should have contact with her despite this dog. It's like, well, what if you had a human baby together? Like, you know, you would be in his life regardless and she wouldn't have say. So it's just like, you know, it's just very selfish.
It is extremely selfish. I would understand if I didn't find out that she is a dog owner herself.
Yeah.
That's where it became so unforgivable for me.
Yeah.
I wish them
the worst.
I wish them stay together for as many years as possible, hating each other, feeling alone when they're in each other's presence.
Yeah.
Never happy, never feeling relaxed and safe.
Yeah.
Never having a day just feeling content, but they stay together, torture each other to death.
Yeah.
And traumatize their future. Maybe.
Honestly, that boy sounds like he needs therapy. And
I told him that.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, I was like, have you considered therapy? He's like, I was like, what did I say? I was like, have you considered therapy? Because I felt like I destroyed your boundaries.
Yeah.
And I acknowledge that. I apologize for that to you. But I'm in therapy now.
Yeah.
It helped me a lot. Maybe you should go to therapy, rebuild your boundaries. You know what he said? He's like, I lost my... I was like, you should hold your grounds. And then he's like, I lost a ground to stand on a long time ago.
Oh, my
The drama! I mean, just because you say it in this way doesn't mean it's not dramatic.
Oh, my gosh. That is so crazy.
I know. So much drama inside. I'm like...
Yeah. Like, give yourself a break.
I know. I'm like, what are you watching on TV?
Yeah. Oh, or what Reddit threads are you in?
I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's crazy. But you're on to bigger and better things now.
I know.
I feel like you look like you feel great.
Most of the time.
Okay.
I was so happy when I started this job. But I'm learning to find my happiness.
It's tough.
Again. Yeah.
It's tough. Okay, like trying to survive in our capitalist society is rough. You know, we need to have a job so that we can, exist, especially in this city. This city is hard to live in. And so it's hard to not have your job bring you down. I hear that. You also have a tough job in my opinion. So I feel like you though are good at healing just based on this conversation, like healing your relationship with yourself, healing your relationship with food, healing your relationship with a new person.
Kind of is necessary.
Yeah.
If I don't start to heal or change, one of my therapists said this to me. It's like people will only change for mostly under two circumstances. One, there's a huge reward at the end. Two, they're living in pain every single day because of this. So they have to save themselves from the situation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you think about it, once you start, because you're in pain, you start to save yourself, you start to make changes. And the big reward at the end is you can move away from the pain.
The pain. You're no longer in pain.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Oh, it's been an hour.
Wow.
I know.
Flies by.
It really did. Where can people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram. I want Pomeranians.
Yes.
I want IWANT Pom.
Your Instagram handle makes so much more sense now.
Right? After you hear
your
all
Instagram handle is deeply rooted in trauma.
I know.
I love that.
People are like, that's so funny. I was like, just when you find out.
Oh, you have a sick sense of humor. That's amazing.
And also follow my show Lychee Martini It's a great show. We have a jazz band. It's every month at Silk Road Cafe in Chinatown. And next one is October 21st, Saturday, from 7 to 9 p.m. Come to Silk Road Cafe.
Amazing. All the links will be available in the show description, everybody. Also, Taylor Swift show, October 14th.
Yes, she's on it. We have a Taylor Swift themed show with 10 comics. Everyone picks a different era of Taylor Swift, and that's gonna be a good time.
I'll be Taylor Swift era.
Oh yeah.
So excited.
Are you gonna wear costumes?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna wear a costume. I'm gonna have a Southern accent, even though I'm from Reading,
yeah.
Pennsylvania. It's gonna be amazing.
I cannot wait.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining. It's been such a fun episode. We'll see you next Friday. Bye.